Captain Tejo sat in his chair on the bridge of Earth's diplomatic vessel. The handshake. The ship was small compared to most in Earth's fleet, but it was the only one the aliens knew about. Tejo looked calm, but inside his heart beat fast. Today was the day humanity would meet aliens for the first time, at least officially. "Sir, the alien ship is approaching," said Officer Hana. Her eyes were fixed on the screen in front of her. "They're big." Tejo nodded. "How big?" "About 5 times the size of our ship, sir." The bridge fell silent. 6 crew members exchanged nervous looks. This meeting would decide the future of Earth. Admiral Ji-un had chosen Tejo to lead this mission because he stayed calm under pressure. Now he needed that skill more than ever. "Put them on screen when they call," Tejo ordered. A minute later, the screen lit up. The face that appeared made several crew members gasp. The alien had 7 glowing eyes arranged in a circle, and skin that looked like the shell of a beetle. It was the color of rust, and twice as tall as a human. "I am Ambassador. Cracks of the Xylorian Empire," the alien said in perfect English. "You will address me with respect." Tejo stood up straight. "I am Captain Tejo of Earth. We welcome you to our solar system and hope for peaceful talks." The alien made a sound like rocks being crushed. It took Tejo a moment to realize it. Was laughing. "Peace? There will be peace when you give us what we want," said Krax. "The Galactic Council has decided your solar system has resources we need. You will give them to us." Tejo kept his face neutral. "Perhaps we can discuss a trade agreement that—" "Trade?" Krax interrupted. "With primitives? Our scans show your technology is basic. Your weapons are toys. Your ships are slow. What could you possibly offer us except your obedience?" Behind Tejo, Commander Hyunwoo touched the small device in his pocket. It sent a signal that the aliens couldn't detect. The message was simple. They took the bait. "We understand," Tejo said carefully. "Earth will consider your demands. We request 3 days to discuss this with our leaders." Krax's eyes pulsed with light. "You have 3 days. Then we expect your surrender." The screen went black. "Well," said Hana with a shaky voice. That wasn't very friendly. Tejo allowed himself a small smile. "Actually, it was exactly what we hoped for." Deep under the Pacific Ocean, Admiral Ji-un received Hyunwoo's message. She sat in a room with the 12 most powerful people on Earth, leaders of the world's nations and military forces. "They believe our act," she announced. "Operation Shadow Fleet is go." General Dong-hyun nodded. "How long until they realize we let them see only what we wanted them to see? If Engineer Subin's technology works as well as she claims, they'll never know until it's too late." Subin looked up from her tablet. She was the youngest person in the room, but possibly the smartest human alive. Her invention had changed everything. "The quantum displacement field is working perfectly," she said. "Their scans show Earth has simple technology because that's all we're letting them see. They have no idea what we're hiding." Ji-un turned to the wall of screens showing Earth's real fleet. 31 massive warships hidden in plain sight by Subin's invention. The ships were invisible not just to eyes but to all sensors. They were there but not there, existing in a different phase of reality. "Begin final preparations," she ordered. "When the Xylorians come back in 3 days, they'll get the surprise of their lives." On the Xylorian mothership, Krax reported to Fleet Commander Dak Ho. "The humans are weak, just as our spies reported," said Krax. "Their ships are primitive. Their weapons are basic. They asked for 3 days to accept their fate." Dak Ho's 7 eyes narrowed. "And you gave them this time?" "They pose no threat. Our scans show they have a few small ships and some old space stations. Their most advanced weapon couldn't even damage our smallest vessel." "Never underestimate any species," warned Dak Ho. "The Galactic Council has made that mistake before." Krax made the crushing rock laugh again. "These are humans. They still fight among themselves. Half their planet doesn't even believe in space travel. They are children playing with sticks." "We'll see," said Dak Ho. "Position our fleet around their planet. Show them our power. Let them know resistance would be pointless. Captain Tejo returned to Earth for a secret meeting. The room was deep underground, safe from alien scans. Subin showed him the latest data. They've positioned 20 ships around Earth, she said. Big ones. Each could destroy a city with one shot. And they still can't detect our fleet? Asked Tejo. Subin smiled proudly. Not a single ship. The quantum displacement field bends reality around our vessels. They exist in a different phase like ghosts. And we can still see them? We know where to look, she explained. We designed the technology. They don't even know it exists. Admiral Ji-un joined them. Captain, you'll command our flagship, the Tigris. It's the most powerful ship humanity has ever built. Tejo's eyes widened. Me? I thought I was just the diplomatic face. You were chosen for both roles from the start, said Ji-un. You kept calm when facing the aliens. You showed no fear. That's who we need commanding our most important ship. Tejo took a deep breath. When do I take command? Now, said Ji-un. The Zolorians have moved up their timeline. They're not waiting 3 days. Their ships are charging weapons. They plan to attack tomorrow to show their power. Then we need to show ours first, said Tejo. 12 hours later, Tejo stood on the bridge of the Tigris. The ship was massive, 3 times larger than the biggest Zolorian vessel. Yet it was invisible, hidden by Subin's quantum displacement field. The bridge crew worked silently at their stations. Through the main window, they could see Earth and the alien ship surrounding it. The aliens had no idea the Tigris was floating right above them. All systems ready, Captain, reported Officer Minji. The fleet is in position. Tejo nodded. And the ghost shield protecting Earth? Fully operational. If they fire on Earth, their weapons will hit the shield and disperse. Good, said Tejo. Now we wait for their move. He didn't wait long. The main screen lit up with a transmission from the Zolorian fleet commander. People of Earth, announced Dakho, your time is up. Surrender your resources now, or we will demonstrate our power by destroying one of your cities. Tejo gave a signal, and Admiral Ji-un appeared on screen from her command center on Earth. We have considered your demands, she said calmly. And? Demanded Dakho. Ji-un smiled slightly. And we have prepared our response. She nodded to someone off screen. Tejo saw his cue. All ships, he ordered over the fleet channel. Disengage quantum displacement. Show ourselves. Throughout Earth's orbit, space itself seemed to ripple and bend. Where empty space had existed, moments before, 31 massive warships appeared, surrounding the Zolorian fleet. On the main screen, Tejo could see Dakho's 7 eyes widen in shock. This is Captain Tejo of the Earth Defense Fleet, he said, opening a channel to the aliens. Perhaps you'd like to reconsider your position on humanity's capabilities. Tejo looked out at Earth, his home, now visibly protected by humanity's hidden power. The real first contact was just beginning. Dakho, the Zolorian fleet commander, stared at his view screen in shock. Where there had been empty space seconds ago, 31 massive human warships now surrounded his fleet. His 7 eyes blinked rapidly as he tried to understand what was happening. Impossible, he whispered. Run the scans again. His science officer worked quickly at her station. Sir, the scans confirm it. These ships are real, they are heavily armed, and they have us surrounded. How? Dakho demanded. Where did they come from? On his screen, the human captain named Tejo waited for a response. His face showed no fear, only calm confidence. Dakho took a deep breath. This is some trick. It must be. He opened the channel again. Captain Tejo, I don't know what game you're playing, but the Zolorian Empire is not impressed by holograms or sensor tricks. Tejo smiled slightly. This is no trick, Commander. Would you like a demonstration? Before Dakho could respond, one of the human ships fired a single shot. The beam of energy passed within meters of Dakho's command ship, missing it by design. But the power readings made his science officer gasp. Sir, that weapon, it's more advanced than anything in our fleet, she said, her voice shaking. If they had wanted to hit us, we would be gone. Dakho felt cold fear for the first time in many years. He had led the Zalorian fleet for 3 decades. He had conquered 12 worlds, but he had never faced anything like this. "How is this possible?" he asked Teho. "Our scans showed primitive technology." "We showed you what we wanted you to see," Teho replied simply. "Now, should we discuss those demands of yours again?" On the bridge of the Tigris, Teho waited for the alien commander's response. Beside him, Officer Minji monitored the Zalorian fleet's movements. "They're powering down weapons, Captain," she reported. "All 20 ships." Teho nodded. "Good. Open a channel to Earth Command." Admiral Jiun appeared on a side screen. "Well, done, Captain." The look on their faces was worth years of preparation. "They still outnumber us," Teho reminded her. "What's our next move?" "Diplomacy," she replied. "But from a position of strength this time. We've been invited to their command ship for talks." "Is that wise?" Jiun smiled. "They're curious now. They want to know how we did it. How humans, who they thought were primitive, created technology they've never seen before." "And are we going to tell them?" "Some of it," she said. "Enough to make them respect us. You'll lead the delegation, Captain. Commander Hyunwoo and Engineer Subin will join you." Teho raised his eyebrows. "Subin? Is it safe to bring the creator of our most important technology?" she insisted. "And there's no one who understands quantum displacement better. If they ask technical questions, we need her there." "Understood," said Teho. "We'll depart in 1 hour." Subin had never been in space before. The young engineer had spent most of her life in labs and research facilities. As the shuttle approached the massive Zalorian command ship, she pressed her face to the window like an excited child. "It's beautiful," she said. "Their design is so different from ours." Commander Hyunwoo looked less impressed. "Remember why we're here? These aliens were ready to destroy our cities a few hours ago." Subin nodded. "Yes, but think about it, real aliens, with technology we've never seen. What we could learn from each other." "That's the goal," said Teho, "to turn this from confrontation to cooperation." The shuttle docked with the alien ship. When the doors opened, 3 Zalorians waited for them. They were even more impressive up close. Tall, with rust-colored exoskeletons and those strange circular eyes that glowed with inner light. Dakho stepped forward. He was larger than the others, his exoskeleton marked with symbols of rank. "Captain Teho," he said. "Welcome aboard the Dominator." Teho bowed slightly. "Thank you for your invitation, Commander Dakho." The alien looked at Subin and Hyunwoo. "And these are?" "Commander Hyunwoo, my second in command," said Teho, "and Engineer Subin, creator of our quantum displacement technology." All 7. Of Dakho's eyes focused on Subin. "You? You created the technology that hid your fleet from our sensors?" Subin smiled. "I led the team, yes." "She is very young," Dakho said to Teho. "Age means little when it comes to genius," Teho replied. Dakho seemed to consider this. "Come, the council representatives are waiting." The meeting room was large with a circular table. 5 more Zalorians were seated, including Ambassador Krax. When the humans entered, Krax's eyes flickered with what might have been embarrassment. "Sit," said Dakho. "We have much to discuss." Once everyone was seated, an older Zalorian spoke. "I am Elder Mox of the Galactic Council. We are surprised by your capabilities, humans." "That was our intention," said Teho. "You deceived us," accused Krax. "You threatened us," Hyunwoo replied quickly. "You came to our home and demanded our resources. What did you expect?" Mox raised a hand to silence Krax. "The question remains, how did you hide such large ships from our sensors? Our technology is thousands of years old. We have scanned hundreds of worlds. Nothing has ever been hidden from us like this." Subin spoke up. "Your sensors work by detecting matter and energy in normal space. Our ships weren't in normal space. The quantum displacement field moves objects slightly out of phase with reality." The alien stared at her. "Like ghosts," Subin tried to explain. Our ships were there, but also not there, until we chose to fully return. One of the Zalorian scientists leaned forward. That's impossible. The energy required would be— Yes, it's a lot, Subin agreed. But we solved that problem 5 years ago. The room fell silent as the aliens processed this information. Finally, Elder Mox spoke again. It seems we have underestimated humanity. A common mistake, said Tejo. Throughout our history, humans have been at their most creative when threatened. We detected your scout ships 10 years ago. We've been preparing ever since. 10 years? Dako sounded impressed. You built that fleet and developed this technology in just 10 years? When united by a common purpose, humans can accomplish amazing things, said Tejo. Mox tilted his head. Yet our report showed your people divided, fighting among yourselves. Hyunwoo smiled. Another deception. We let your spies see what we wanted them to see. The Council will need to reconsider its approach to Earth, said Mox slowly. It seems we are not dealing with primitives after all, but with equals. That's all we ever wanted, said Tejo. Equal respect, equal exchange, not demands and threats. Then let us begin again, said Mox. Not as conqueror and conquered, but as potential allies. He extended a 4-fingered hand across the table. Tejo looked at the alien hand, then at his companions. Subin nodded eagerly. Even Hyunwoo gave a small nod of approval. Tejo reached out and shook the alien's hand. To new beginnings. They talked through the night. Plans for peaceful cooperation replacing plans for conquest. The human ships remained visible around Earth, a constant reminder that humanity was not to be underestimated again. 2 weeks passed since the first meeting between humans and Zalorians. On Earth, people celebrated the news that aliens existed and that Earth had impressed them with its technology. But in the hidden command center beneath the Pacific Ocean, Admiral Ji-eun was not celebrating. They're stalling, she said to the world leaders gathered around the table. The talks go nowhere while their fleet grows. General Dong-hyun nodded. 10 more Zalorian ships arrived yesterday. That makes 30 in total around our planet. Why? Asked one of the leaders. We showed them our strength. They know we can defend ourselves. Subin had returned from the space talks 2 days ago. She looked tired, but spoke with certainty. They're buying time. The Zalorians can't accept that we have technology they don't understand. It hurts their pride. Pride can be dangerous, said Ji-eun. Captain Tejo reports the same thing. The Zalorians smile and talk of peace, but they're scanning our ships constantly, trying to understand how the quantum displacement field works. Can they copy it? Asked another leader. Subin shook her head. Not easily. It took us 10 years, and we had to make several breakthroughs in physics that their science hasn't reached yet. But given enough time is what we can't give them, said Ji-eun. Not if they're building up their forces. What do you suggest? Asked Dong-hyun. We need to push them for a real agreement. No more delays. Captain Tejo will deliver our message today. On the Tigris, Tejo prepared for another meeting with the Zalorians. This time he would not go to their ship. He had invited them to come to the Tigris. Are you sure this is wise? Asked Hyunwoo. Showing them our technology up close? They need to see what they're dealing with, said Tejo. And Admiral Ji-eun is right. This has gone on long enough. A shuttle docked with the Tigris. Elder Mox and Commander Dako stepped onto the human ship, their eyes taking in everything. Welcome to the Tigris, said Tejo. Please, follow me to the meeting room. As they walked through the ship, Tejo could see the aliens studying every detail. The gleaming walls, the advanced computers, the human crew working efficiently at their stations. In the meeting room, Tejo got straight to the point. Your fleet continues to grow, Elder Mox. It doesn't seem like the action of someone seeking peace. Mox's eyes flickered. We are merely ensuring our safety. From what? We have made no threats. The Galactic Council is concerned, said Mox carefully. Your quantum displacement technology is powerful. If you can hide warships, what else might you be hiding? We created this technology for defense, not attack, said Tejo. You came to our solar system making demands. We responded by showing strength. Now we offer friendship, but you answer with more ships. Dako leaned forward. Perhaps we could move forward if you shared the details of your technology, as a sign of trust. Teho smiled without humor. You would like that, wouldn't you? To understand how we managed what your scientists think is impossible. It would ease concerns, said Mox. I have a counteroffer, said Teho. Sign a peace treaty with Earth, recognize our independence, agree to fair trade, then we can discuss technology sharing. The aliens looked at each other. The council needs more time to consider. No, Teho interrupted. No more delays. Earth has made a decision. You have 2 days to sign the treaty, or remove your fleet from our solar system. Dako's eyes flashed with anger. You dare give us an ultimatum? Yes, said Teho simply. That's exactly what I'm doing. After the aliens left, Teho contacted Admiral Ji-un. It's done. I gave them 2 days as you ordered. How did they take it, she asked. Not well. I think they were hoping to learn more about our ships during the meeting. Did they ask about the quantum displacement field again? Teho nodded. They're obsessed with it. I think they can't accept that humans created technology they don't have. Be careful, Captain, warned Ji-un. The next 2 days will be dangerous. They might try something desperate before the deadline. The Tigris is ready, said Teho. All ships are on alert. But he felt uneasy. The Zolorians had seemed too confident, as if they knew something he didn't. In his private quarters on the Zolorian command ship, Dako met with a shadowy figure. The figure wasn't Zolorian. It was almost human in shape, but with gray skin and large black eyes. Your device worked, said Dako. We were able to scan their ship despite their protections. The quantum field cannot block my technology, said the gray figure in a whispery voice. Did you get what you needed? Dako showed the figure a small device. All their ship data. Now can you help us defeat them? The gray figure took the device. The humans have advanced quickly, too quickly. My people have been watching them for centuries. They should not have this technology yet, but they do, said Dako impatiently. And now they threaten the Zolorian Empire with it. Can you help us or not? Yes, said the gray figure, for the right price. Name it. When you conquer Earth, my people want the humans. All of them. Dako's eyes narrowed. Why? What do you want with humans? That is our business, said the gray figure. Do we have a deal? Dako hesitated only a moment. Yes. Help us defeat their ships, and the humans are yours. On Earth, Subin worked late in her lab. Something was bothering her about the Zolorian ships. Their technology was advanced in many ways, but their sensors shouldn't have been able to penetrate the quantum displacement field. Yet they seemed to know too much about how it worked. They must have help, she murmured. Her computer beeped. It had finished analyzing the scans of the Zolorian fleet. She looked at the results and gasped. No, that's impossible. She grabbed her phone and called Admiral Ji-un. Admiral, I found something. One of the ships in the Zolorian fleet isn't Zolorian. It's using different technology. And there's something else. Something important. What is it, Subin? The energy signature. I've seen it before. It matches readings we detected 20 years ago, when the first unknown object landed in the desert. There was silence on the other end. Then Ji-un spoke, her voice tight. You're saying... Yes, said Subin. The Zolorians aren't the first aliens to visit Earth, and whoever came before them is helping them now. I'll alert all ships, said Ji-un. Captain Teho needs to know what we're really facing. Subin looked at her computer screen, where a small gray ship glowed among the Zolorian fleet. I don't think we have much time, Admiral. They know we've given them an ultimatum. They won't wait 2 days to act. Then we need to be ready first, said Ji-un. Can you get to the Tigris? Yes, but why? Because if there's anyone who can counter whatever they're planning, it's you. You created the quantum displacement field. You might be the only one who can protect it. As Subin hurried to prepare, she wondered what other secrets were hiding in the darkness of space and whether humanity was ready to face them. Subin's shuttle raced toward the Tigris. Through the window she could see Earth looking peaceful and blue. Hard to believe that above that beautiful planet, 2 alien forces were planning an attack. "Faster," she told the pilot. "We don't have much time." Her computer tablet showed the latest scans. The strange gray ship had moved closer to the Zalorian command vessel. They were up to something, and Subin needed to warn Captain Tejo before it was too late. The shuttle docked with the Tigris, and Subin ran to the bridge. Tejo was there, studying reports with Commander Hyunwoo. "Captain," Subin called, "we have a problem." Tejo looked up. "Engineer Subin, what are you doing here?" "The Zalorians aren't alone," she said, catching her breath. "There's another alien species helping them. Look at this." She showed them the scans on her tablet. Tejo's eyes widened as he saw the small gray ship hidden among the Zalorian fleet. "What is that?" he asked. "I don't know exactly," said Subin, "but its energy signature matches something we detected 20 years ago in the desert. I think Earth has been visited before in secret, and now these earlier visitors are helping the Zalorians against us." Hyunwoo frowned. "Why would they do that?" "I don't know," Subin admitted. "But they have technology that might be able to counter our quantum displacement field. If they share it with the Zalorians, our advantage is gone," said Tejo grimly. The ship's alarm suddenly blared. Officer Minji looked up from her station. "Captain, the Zalorian fleet is moving. They're forming an attack position." "So much for the 2-day deadline," said Hyunwoo. Tejo straightened his uniform. "Alert all ships. Battle stations. How long? Until they're in firing range?" 10 minutes, sir," said Minji. Tejo turned to Subin. "Can you protect our ships if they have a way to counter the quantum field?" "Maybe," she said. "I need to get to the engine room." "Go," said Tejo. "Do what you can. Hyunwoo, prepare the weapons. We won't fire first, but we'll be ready to defend ourselves." As Subin hurried to the engine room, Tejo opened a channel to Earth. Admiral Ji-un appeared on screen. "They're moving to attack position," Tejo reported. "And Subin confirms there's another alien species involved." Ji-un's face was grim. "I've alerted all Earth defenses. The Ghost Shield is at full power. If they get past your fleet, they won't," Tejo promised. In the engine room, Subin worked frantically. The quantum displacement field generators hummed around her, powerful machines that bent reality itself. She needed to modify them, and fast. "If they can track us through the field," she muttered, "then I need to change the field's frequency, like changing the lock when someone has the key." She typed commands into the main computer, making changes to the quantum field. It was risky. If she made a mistake, the field could collapse, leaving the ships fully exposed. Or worse, the ships could become permanently displaced, trapped forever in between realities. "No pressure," she told herself with a nervous laugh. On the Zalorian command ship, Dakho watched as his fleet moved into position. Beside him stood the gray alien. "Your device is ready?" asked Dakho. The gray alien held up a small cylinder. "Yes. When activated, it will disrupt their quantum field. Their ships will be forced fully into normal space, unable to hide or phase out again. And our weapons will work on them?" "Yes," said the gray alien. "But you must hit their main ship. First, the Tigris. That's where the field control systems are." Dakho nodded. "We'll destroy their flagship first, then the rest will be easy." He turned to his weapons officer. "Target the human ship Tigris. All weapons." On the bridge of the Tigris, Tejo watched the enemy fleet approach. "Status of our fleet?" "All ships. Ready, weapons charged," reported Hyunwoo, "but holding fire as ordered." "And the quantum field?" "Subin is making changes to it now," said Minji. "She says it might protect us from whatever they're planning." Tejo nodded. "Open a channel to Commander Dakho. One last chance to avoid this." The Zalorian commander appeared on screen. His 7 eyes glowed brightly with excitement or anger. Tejo couldn't tell which. "Commander Dakho, said Teho. Your fleet is in attack position. This violates our agreement. You had 2 days to consider our offer. We've made our decision, said Dako. Earth will surrender or we will take it by force. Don't do this, warned Teho. No one needs to die today. It's too late for peace, human, said Dako. We know your secret now. We know how to defeat your precious quantum field. Teho kept his face calm, though his heart beat faster. What secret is that? You're not alone, said Dako. Earth has been visited before, and those visitors have given us what we need to destroy you. If you fire on us, we will defend ourselves, said Teho, and we are stronger than you think. We'll see, said Dako, and the screen went dark. Teho hit the ship's comm. Subin, whatever you're doing, do it fast. They're about to attack, and they claim they can defeat our quantum field. Almost there, Subin's voice came back. Just a few more minutes. We may not have minutes, said Teho. On the screen, the Zalorian ships began to glow as their weapons charged. Teho watched, his hand hovering over the command to fire. He didn't want to start this war, but he wouldn't let his ship be destroyed either. They're firing, shouted Minji. Bright beams of energy shot from the Zalorian ships, heading straight for the Tigris. At the same moment, a strange pulse erupted from the small gray ship, washing over the human fleet like a wave. Brace for impact, called Teho. But then something unexpected happened. As the pulse hit the Tigris, the ship seemed to shimmer and shift. The quantum field didn't collapse, it changed. The energy beams from the Zalorian ships passed through the space where the Tigris had been, hitting nothing. What just happened? Asked Hyunwoo, looking around in confusion. Teho's comm beeped. Subin's excited voice came through. It worked. I changed the field's frequency just in time. Their disruptor was tuned to our old field pattern. We're safe. But I don't know for how long. They might adjust. Good work, said Teho. Now it's our turn. He turned to Hyunwoo. Target their weapon systems only. I don't want to destroy their ships if we don't have to. The Tigris fired back, precise beams striking the Zalorian ship's weapon arrays. Other human ships followed, suit, disabling the Zalorian fleet piece by piece. On the main screen, Teho could see the confusion on the Zalorian bridge. Dako was shouting at the gray alien, who seemed just as shocked that their plan had failed. Open a channel, ordered Teho. When Dako's angry face appeared, Teho spoke calmly. Your attack failed. Your weapons are being disabled as we speak. No one has died yet, but that can change if you continue this fight. This isn't over, growled Dako. Actually it is, said Teho. Look behind you. On the screen, Dako turned. The gray alien was gone, and a warning light flashed on his control panel. The gray ship has left your fleet, Teho informed him. Your new allies have abandoned you. Now shall we discuss surrender terms, or would you prefer to see what else humanity can do when pushed? Dako's 7 eyes blinked rapidly as he realized his position. His weapons were disabled, his secret allies gone, and 31 human warships surrounded his fleet, weapons still mostly untouched. Perhaps, he said slowly, we should return to diplomacy after all. Teho nodded. A wise choice, Commander. But this time, we'll be setting the terms. As the Zalorian fleet powered down, Teho knew this victory was just the beginning. The gray aliens were still out there and they clearly had plans for Earth. But humanity had passed its first test among the stars. They would not be conquered easily. 1 month after the failed Zalorian attack, Earth was different. People looked at the stars with new eyes. They knew now that humans were not alone in the universe, and they knew that humanity had stood strong against its first alien challenge. Captain. Teho stood in the Grand Hall of the United Nations in New York. Leaders from every country on Earth had gathered to hear the final terms of the agreement with the Zalorians. Admiral Ji-un stood beside him, proud and tall in her formal uniform. Today marks a new chapter for humanity, said the Secretary General. Captain Teho and Admiral Ji-un will now share the details of our treaty with the Galactic Council. Teho stepped forward to speak. His voice was calm but carried throughout the large room. The Zalorian Empire has recognized Earth as a sovereign, independent world. They have agreed to fair trade between our planets, and most importantly, they have promised never to threaten Earth again. The room burst into applause. When it quieted, Tejo continued, "In return, we have agreed to share some of our technology, but not the quantum displacement field. That remains Earth's secret for now." Ji-un stepped forward. "The Zalorian fleet has left our solar system, but they will return soon as traders, not conquerors, and Earth will begin sending its own ships to explore the galaxy." More applause filled the room. People stood and cheered, but in a small room behind the stage, the real work continued. Subin sat with 3 other scientists, studying images of the gray alien ship. It had disappeared after the battle, but not before Earth's sensors had gathered valuable data. "I still don't understand why they helped the Zalorians," said one scientist. "Or why they abandoned them when their plan failed," added another. Subin pointed at the screen. "Look at these energy readings. Their technology is different from the Zalorians. In some ways, it's even more advanced. But why would an advanced species help the Zalorians attack us?" asked the third scientist. "I have a theory," said Subin. "What if they weren't helping the Zalorians? What if they were using them?" The door opened, and Commander Hyunwoo entered with Tejo. "The ceremony is over," said Tejo. "How's your research going?" Subin showed them the screen. "I've been comparing these readings to old files. These gray aliens have visited Earth many times over the past century, always in secret, always watching." "Why?" asked Hyunwoo. "That's what worries me," said Subin. "I think they wanted the Zalorians to attack us. I think they wanted to see our defenses, our technology." Tejo frowned. "You think it was a test?" "Yes," said Subin, "and that means they'll be back, with a better plan next time." On the Tigris, now orbiting Mars, Tejo met with Admiral Ji-un. The ship had become Earth's mobile command center, a symbol of humanity's new role in the galaxy. "Construction has begun on 5 new ships," said Ji-un, looking at reports. "Each one larger and more advanced than the Tigris." "Good," said Tejo. "We'll need them." "The Zalorians have kept their word so far," said Ji-un. "Their trading ships arrive next month. But I'm more concerned about our other visitors." "The gray aliens," said Tejo. "Any sign of them?" "Nothing yet. But Subin's team has created a new detection system specifically for their energy signature. If they come within a light year of Earth, we'll know." They walked to the observation deck. Through the large window, Mars looked beautiful and red against the blackness of space. Soon, humans would build bases there too. "Did you ever think we'd come this far so quickly?" asked Ji-un. "No," admitted Tejo. 10 years ago, I was just a regular Navy officer. Now I command a spaceship that can bend reality." "The threat of the Zalorians united us," said Ji-un. "For the first time in history, every country on Earth worked together toward a single goal." "And we succeeded," said Tejo. "But I wonder what's next." A young officer hurried onto the deck. "Captain Admiral, we've received a message from deep space. It's not Zalorian." Tejo and Ji-un exchanged glances. "From who?" asked Ji-un. "We don't know, ma'am, but it's being transmitted on all frequencies. It's like they want everyone to hear it." In the communication room, Subin worked with the ship's officers to decode the message. When Tejo and Ji-un arrived, she looked up with excitement. "It's from another species," she said. "Not Zalorian, not the gray aliens, someone new." "What does it say?" asked Tejo. Subin pressed a button, and a voice filled the room. It spoke English, but with a strange accent that made some words hard to understand. "People of Earth," said the voice. "We have watched your encounter with the Zalorian Empire. You have proven yourselves worthy of attention. We are the Nari, and we would speak with you." "Another alien race," said Ji-un softly. "There's more," said Subin, pressing another button. "Beware the Watchers," continued the voice. "The gray ones. They test all new species using others as their tools. They tested you through the Zalorians. You passed, but they will return. We can help you prepare." The message ended. The room was silent for a long moment. "The Watchers," said Tejo. "That must be the gray aliens." "And they use other species to test new worlds," said Ji-un. "That explains why they helped the Zalorians, then abandoned them." "Should we respond?" asked Subin. "To the Nari?" Tejo and Ji-un looked at each other. "Yes," said Ji-un finally. "But carefully. We don't know if they're truly friendly." "After all," said Tejo with a small smile, "we've learned not to take aliens at their word." Subin began preparing a response message. As she worked, Minji called from the bridge. "Captain, long-range sensors have detected something at the edge of our solar system. It's big, and it's coming this way." Tejo looked at the screen where the sensor data appeared. A massive ship, larger than anything they had seen before, was approaching Earth. It wasn't Zalorian, it wasn't the gray aliens' design either. "The Nari?" suggested Ji-un. "Or someone else entirely," said Tejo. "Alert all ships. Activate the quantum field. Let's not take chances." As the Tigress prepared for another possible encounter, Tejo gazed out at the stars. The universe had suddenly become much bigger, much more complex than anyone on Earth had imagined. But humanity had earned its place among those stars. They had faced their first challenge and survived. Whatever came next, they would face it together, and they would never again be underestimated. "Ready all systems," ordered Tejo. "Let's go meet our new visitors." As the Tigress moved toward the edge of the solar system, Earth watched and waited. The next chapter in humanity's journey to the stars was about to begin.